Yeah, so so I'm just sitting here. I don't know if I'm in a bad area or what, but I'm just sitting here and I just was, reminiscing, and I just want to encourage somebody. I remember, hi Brenda, my good friend, and it's so amazing. I just gonna call her name. I remember working to Urban Renewal a few years ago, working to Ala Capri Casino, and not knowing what really God was getting ready to do in my life. Honestly, um, it was hard. It was rough. I wanted to be saved, but I didn't want to be criticized by anyone because I know who I am and I know where I came from, and I enjoyed being saved, but still taking the back seat. I love being saved, but I wanted to drink wine every now and again and go out like normal people do. And I know once you take that pulpit and once you openly confess and then you have a responsibility, it becomes so difficult, and I wanted to be saved, but I know who I was, and I know what I used to do, and I know what I was guilty of doing, and, I wasn't into that, because I saw what preachers went through, and I never wanted to go through what they went through. And I remember when God called me to full-time ministry, I had to question God. I questioned him for months. I kid you not, because at that time, I had 3 kids, and it was already rough for me, living from paycheck to paycheck, um, it was just rough, and I was having prayer meeting on the beach, and, people was, okay, so I was having prayer meeting on the beach, and a lot of people were saying stuff like, okay, like she into witchcraft, and she dealing with submarine spirits, and all of these things, and it was so frustrating, knowing that you really don't do these things, but people then criticize it, and here it is. God says, go into full-time ministry. Well, I almost died because I was not interested in that. And being in full-time ministry, I wondered how I was going to pay the bills, what I was going to do. And I kid you not, when I started, God provided everything. Every day is a headache. Every month is a headache because you don't even know how you can pay the church bills. You don't know how you can take care of these kids. Every move for me is a faith move, and this is what I want to encourage anybody out there, no matter what you're going through, no matter how it looks. I want you to know that God is a provider. If he said he will do it, oh, trust me, he will do it. I don't work, I pastor a church, and it's very difficult pastoring that church. Some months we don't even know how we can pay the rent in the church. Just let me be real and honest. Some months, people see you out there, but they don't even know what it is. But every month, God has me in a place where I have to trust him. I had a daughter in private school in Sunline, and me not working, and the church bills barely being paid. And, and I always believe that as a pastor, you should never touch the church offering, period. If you collecting tithes and offering, that should go towards the church, not in your pocket. I don't believe in that foolishness. And, and it was just difficult. But every month, I was able to pay rent. Every time school fee was due, I was able to pay that school fee. Sometimes the money didn't come in my hand, and sometimes, and I never beg no. So, and that's one thing I need to let everyone know. When you're in God and God gives you an instruction, you don't have to beg. God provides. And he has been providing. Every time my daughter's school fee was due, someone called me or someone said, I just paid the school fee. Or the school would say someone paid the school fee and didn't want me to know. And, and here it is. I had a son in Walter Parker. DeMarco, he was in Walter Parker at that time. And then God spoke to me and he said, I want you to put him in a private school. And I was like, God, is this really you? Because I can't afford it. Listen, I went to the store. I bought jacket with uniform because I said, God, I know you could do it with me for one. But I began to write down all my bills. Now, keep in mind, now, I didn't even know how those bills was being paid. Because every month, God sent a ram in the bush. And I kid you not, my son is now in Bishop Michael Ellen. And his school fee is being paid. The school fee is being paid. It only is the hand of God. I have 3 kids. one in Bishop Michael Allen, one in Sunland, and I have my baby Dylan. Say hi, Dylan, who eats everything and is super active. And my baby Dylan, he's also in a kindergarten, so I'm paying money for that every month. But I just wanted to encourage somebody. I was sitting out here and I was like, God, how do you do this? How does this happen? I have my 2 kids here, and I was just, I woke up this morning. I'll tell you, I woke up this morning. I kid you not. I didn't have $1 in my pocket. Not $1. Every day for me is like that. Every single day. When I drop them off to the salon, because I have that radical crazy faith. And when I dropped them off to the salon, I left, because it ain't my business how I can get paid. If you tell me, God, to work for you full time in ministry, you got to be able to pay my bills. You got to be able to take care of me. So you can't drop something in God's lap and go back and get it. It don't work like that. So when I dropped them off to the salon, it was God's business how I did it. And listen here, I dropped them off to the salon, and an hour later someone called me and say, hey Prof, where are you? And I said, well, I'm downtown. And they said, okay, what do you need done today? I said, well, I have 2 kids at the salon. I have to go and pick them up, and after that I'll call you back and let you know. See, this is what I'm saying. You ain't got to beg nobody for nothing. And I said, I'll call you back. And they said, which salon are they at? I said, Just Girls. So they said, okay, let me pay the bill for you. I said, no, that's okay, because I don't know how they're positioned, but I know God was going to do it. Long story short, that was paid for. So I don't have to worry about nothing, no day. I have learned to trust God, and I know that God is a real deliverer. I know that God is a real savior. People see you, but they don't know what you go through. I am telling you, because you hold on to God, no matter what you go through, God is going to do it for you. He's going to take care of you. It has not been easy. Ministry isn't easy. Living a Christian saved life isn't easy. And listen here, I keep it the full 100 all the time. I be real with people all the time. If you don't want to know something, don't ask me. But I'm going to tell you. So I just thought I may do this video, not because everybody else doing a video, because I feel so touched right now that God is that good to me, that God is that good to us. So, you may have children and don't know how they can be taken care of. Hey, if you trust in Him, when you work for God, God will work for you. I kid you not. Some of you may see me to the airport. I travel so much. I go away and I shop so much. But I don't even know. Sometimes I go to the airport. I give you this. One day I went to the airport. The Lord said, go to the airport and just check on the ticket. Went to the airport. Listen, my hair was all over the place. But see, when you riding with God, sometimes you just got to go. My hair was all over the place. I went to the airport, to Silver Airways, to this gentleman named Tyrone, who was a really cool guy. And I went there and he said, listen, you ready to go away now? I said, I have nothing. I was in old clothes. But see, this is why when God speaks to you, you just got to be ready. I was in old clothes. And listen here, he said, you got to board now. And I look around, I would say, but I don't have no money. Where are I going? Someone who was in the back of me came up to me and said, listen, how much ever her ticket is, I got it. I had no money for car. I know y'all think I joking. I didn't even have no money for car. I didn't have no money for hotel. At that time, I had a very good friend by the name of Miss Bartlett. I said, listen, Miss Bartlett, I on the plane. I don't even know how I can do this. I don't even know what's going on. Pray for me, child. And let me tell you something. My hotel was paid, car was paid. Then someone else, when I went over there, I went straight. I drove to Walmart. And I just walk around because I didn't have no money. In the parking lot when I pull up, ain't no bag, ain't no wallet, ain't no purse. $1,200 on the floor in a paper clip. Y'all didn't believe that. I'm telling you, God does stuff like this. So what I'm trying to encourage all of you to do is trust God. Trust God. If God tell you to do it, no matter what people say about you, no matter what people think about you, man, they call me everything but a child of God. But at the end of the day, I don't care because I love God. When you want to be in the front, when you want to be in the line, like, hey, there's some things y'all gonna have to go through. Y'all might want to go through it, but you have to go through it. I went through with, children. I had a daughter, who fell out of a car on the highway. Abigail fell in a car on a highway. I had DeMarco. He got in Jack Hayward gym. He split open his head in the bleachers. You know what I mean? And they had to yuck his head out to get it out the bleachers. My son, RJ, almost drowned at the bottom of the canal. You know, I went through a rough marriage and I had to lose my marriage, you know, and I know all of that was God because I got to a place where I was so comfortable at that time. Listen here, y'all don't even know. I was comfortable. See, when you put God business on the back burner and you want to talk, but you in love and you in this and you in, oh, God will do it for your child. I could tell you because I got to a point I didn't want to preach. I wanted to lay up in bed. And hey, when you want to do them things, listen here, y'all don't understand. So y'all may say, how she could be preaching and she going through this and she going through that. That's why I preaching, because I'm going through it. You know what I mean? I decided to live my life openly. I decided to stop, you know, keeping secrets and all that stuff. And, you know, people say a lot of things. The biggest rumor I've heard about me so far is I do witchcraft. You know, and I deal with sea marines or submarine spirits, whatever it may be. You know, I scared of seaweed. I ain't going in the water too, you know, I ain't going down there. You know, I don't deal with the, you know, I come from the Anglican church. I ain't into that. But it is what it is. But we're not here to prove ourselves to anybody. But you got to keep on pushing. You got to keep on pushing. No matter what they say, you got to keep on pushing. I remember going to church sometime. Guess what? Only 3 people in the church. And I had to preach. And I had to stand there and smile. Because so much rumors was being spread at that time. I said, God, I don't even know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what this is. But I don't know if you bring me here to embarrass me or what. But listen, I had to keep on preaching. Y'all don't even know. I had to keep on preaching. I couldn't stop. And now I have a church. I have a church where I have people, good, faithful members. And I look back and I say, God, I could give you thanks. Before, when I didn't trust God, I ain't gonna lie, I had to cry because I was like, God, when you can pay the light bill. One time my light was off for like a year and a half. And I faithful to God. But I didn't realize something was missing. You know what was missing? I didn't trust God. Because I was dependent. I said I trust God and God would pay all my bills. But guess what? I was dependent on other people to pay them. Because I was saying, okay, my mommy can help me with this. That's not trusting God. My friend can give me this. That's not trusting God. People who I pray with can give me this and they can help me with. That's not trusting God. God had to teach me what trusting God is really about. Trusting God means that you know you have a light bill and you don't have to keep on calling Freeport Power because the billing will change anyhow. And you know that can be paid. Trusting God is when God sends you to the bank, and all of us, I think all of us been in the situation where we go to the bank, push our ATM card in and hope something come out. That ain't trusting God. Trusting God is when you push the ATM card in and you know he pay you like how your boss would pay you. That's trusting God. Trusting God means you don't trust no one else to bless you because you know it does come from him. People of God today, I love God so much. And I had to go through a lot to get here. But man. Yep. So people. So, you know, I just want to encourage all of you guys, you know, to just continue to trust God, believe God, you know, don't give up on God, stay with God no matter what. No matter what, stay with him, trust him. And no matter what no one have to say about you, no matter what no one says, keep on pushing. People can knock you down. I mean, they can try to destroy your name and your character. Keep on pushing. They talked about Jesus, man. They can do it to you. You know, and this is what it is. But you just got to trust God. People of God, listen here. Trust God. God will put you in a place where your salary can't even do it. Trust God. I've been there. I've done that. And like I say, I don't have no bunch of money piled up in no bank. But every need, every want, every desire, God has provided. I am telling you, you know, thank you, Donald, for tuning in to this Facebook Live. I so love Donald. Y'all don't even know. You know, I just thank God. And, you know, a lot of people can be against you, but guess what? God can always have people who can back you, who can support you, you know. So you just got to trust God. That's what it is. I'm telling you, I just was sitting here at this place, marveling the goodness of God. You know, 4 children. Y'all know this, to have 4 children and to do it by yourself. put all your children in private school, like God stretch your, he just stretched all your faith muscles. And he said, I could do it. I could do it. And I see God do it over and every day. Listen, whatever my kids want to eat, they eat. Every day we get up, I say, what do you guys want? And every day they make their requests. Guess what? They eat what they want to eat. Every day God provides where I could take my family out every weekend and we can enjoy a movie, or we could go West End, or whatever it is. I have seen God do it. But when I start really working for God, man, I saw God do it. And the thing about it is, I got to a place where material things didn't even matter to me no more. I got clothes, man, I give them away. And I got more. For example, one day, I took a whole duffel bag. And I heard someone preach, and I preached it too, but I didn't get it until this person said it. They said, when you want something from God, you got to get rid of some stuff to make some space. I went home in my closet. I think I went a little loony. And I went in my closet. Listen, I cleaned that closet out from top to, I took my clothes with tags. Shoes, expensive shoes. I take everything and I put a whole duffel bag together and I got rid of them. And I say, God, I'm just going to trust you. When I got rid of the bag, at that same very minute, I kid you not, someone called me. I even gave away the duffel bag, y'all. Someone called me. And in that minute, they say, prophetess, I was away. I bought you some stuff. Come here. When I went to their house, the same duffel bag I gave away was the exact same duffel bag they gave me. Full of clothes, full of shoes. Listen, when I tell you who God is, he is that person. He is that God. No Buddha, no nothing could compare. I had to get to this place. But trials brought me here. Tribulation brought me here. God removed everyone out of my life. Y'all understand? To get me closer to him. He said, I want you to a place where children you don't depend on. Husband you don't depend on. Mother and father you don't depend on. And listen, when God told me that, I said, God, what else do you want from me? I'm already broken. The truth is, even though you are going through, hear me and hear me good, all of you who are listening. When you are going through, see, this is the key. You have to be big enough to understand that you're going to make some mistakes along the road. I made some mistakes and errors coming up in ministry because I was young. But I thought I knew it all. But I made some real mistakes, y'all. And I made mistakes where to this day, some people still ain't forgive me. Now, I ain't make no witchcraft mistake because I don't do the voodoo thing. But I made some mistakes where I had some good people in my life. Oh, my God. But I really messed up. And I remember people telling me, oh, thank God those people are gone. Thank God they ain't here no more because you didn't need them. Listen, don't let nobody fool y'all. That ain't no truth. We make some mistakes in life and we need to be big enough to repent before God and admit that it was our fault. It ain't that the people bad. We just need to learn how to appreciate people. So don't let no one trip you up when people leave your life and tell you, oh, that was God, because if they'd really love you, they would have been there. That's not true. You got to come to the realization that you are the error. You made the mistake. And ain't nothing wrong with the people. It was you. And that's why we had to get to a place where we tell God, God, forgive me. Because I didn't know what you put in my life. I didn't know what I had. We got to get to the place where we as leaders and pastors and Christians stop being mad at people. Because the same way I made mistakes, people make mistakes. And that's why even when people make errors in my church, I don't run and sit them down. Because I've been there when I made some errors. And I realized that love covers the sin. Love covers a multitude of sin. And that's why I am to a place now where I am so broken. I am so free. I love the Lord so much. But what I had to go through to get here, I kid you not, if I had to go through it again and again and again, I would go through it again and again and again because I love him so much. And I see him work for me. over and over and over again. He is a good God. He is a great God, y'all. I am telling you, you got to trust him. And when you go through, don't get mad at him. When you go through, don't leave him. When you go through stuff, don't give up. People in your church may hurt you, but don't give up. Your family members may hurt you, but don't give up. Because we all get weak sometimes. We all do wrong. We hurt each other. Get over it. Get past it. Don't get mad when people don't give you. I remember at a point, I went to Cardinal McIntosh's church. And listen here, him and his wife who had passed at that time, where they were there and they were having a Valentine's Day special for couples, and I was invited there by this lady Patricia. And listen here, my light was off. My light had been off for a year, y'all. Let me tell you why I love and appreciate this man so much. My light was off for a year and a half, something like that. I didn't have no food in my house, nothing. I remember he called me and he talked to me in his office. And he said, I could help you. I could give you a check and help you. But I can't stop what God taking you through. Boy, I hated him for doing that. Man, listen here. I wanted to eat him right up. But I realized that he was in the will of God. When he said what he said, that was so paramount. Because really it was God. And I thank you, Bishop Cardinal McIntosh, for that moment that changed my whole life. And years later, I was able to thank him when I went to a customs auction and I bought all these roofing supplies and I didn't even know what they was. But I saw the church's name on it and his name on it, and I called him. And I was more than happy to give them their materials for their roof, because I remember what that man did for me. Oh my God. I thank God. So I'm telling you, don't get mad when people don't help you. Don't get mad when people don't give you. Understand that God is taking you through something you need to go through. You have to realize it's all about him. You got to get over it. Stop getting mad when you go through with people. You're going to go through. But guess what? Love is the key. And until you learn that, there's something God is trying to get out of all of us, you know. He is trying to get something. What is he trying to get out of you? He wanted to get pride out of me. He wanted to teach me how to treat people because I didn't know how to appreciate people. He wanted to teach me how to bend and how to break. But I didn't even realize. I thought I had arrived. I didn't arrive nowhere yet. I didn't arrive nowhere. I was mad at people. I was angry. I was bitter. But I was still prophesying. I was angry. I was mad. I was bitter. But I was still laying hands. I was still casting out demons. But guess what? When I realized the truth of what God was doing and where he was trying to take me, I humbled and I break. And I remember I said, God, if there be anything in me that ain't of you, take it out. I didn't even know what I was saying, but I said, God, take it out. I just said, because y'all, it did sound good. But I didn't know he took me serious. And he broke me. He said, you want what I have? He said, walk away from some things. And I did. And I kid you not. You don't appreciate things until you lose it. You don't appreciate people until you lose them. You don't appreciate nothing you have until you lose it. Sometimes you got to lose it. But I thank God. My children, I thank God. When I see the 4 children I have, man, I thank God. My son may want to be Mr. Lover Man and you know, but I thank God because that's mine. And I remember the days I went through. My daughter, you know, she's in ministry, she dances and she do all these things, but I look at them and I don't see where they are. I see what they got to go through. And I say, God, keep her. Keep my children, keep their mind. You know what I mean? So my thing today, y'all, listen here. This ain't no time to be judging nobody. Because like I said, be encouraged, stand strong. People ain't know what you're going through. I remember, y'all, listen to me. I had to get here, but through getting here, I sat at canals. I almost drove in a canal. I wanted to take my life. I thought God didn't love me. See, it ain't all about what you see now. Yeah, you see the church, you see the members, but boy, the process of, boy, listen, you got to go through sickness. You got to go through pain. Let me tell you something. God began to deal with me with healing. And see, we want the gift, but we ain't want to go through nothing. And everyone who I prayed for that had cancer was healed. I prayed for someone the other day who was HIV positive. Prayed for them. They called me back when I was in Nassau last week, Saturday, crying and screaming on the phone. They were healed of HIV. No trace in their body. But here's where the test come in. We could pray for everyone. We could pray for everything. But when my father called me 2 weeks ago and told me that he had prostate cancer, I drive around Freeport crying in my car all day. Why couldn't I have the ability to go run pray for him? See, God says, yeah, you could pray for everybody, but when it hit home, you ready for it? Are you ready for it when it hits home? I cried all day. A few hours later, not a day, y'all. A few hours later, see, you want heal, you want deliver, but are you ready for the test? A few hours later, my mother was rushed to the hospital. Her appendix burst in her for 2 days. She didn't know. Rushed her to the hospital, had to go through surgery. When I got to the hospital, I was already broken. I was crying, but I couldn't let her see that. And even though I was in that state, me and my armor bearer, Miss Roxy, we took that oil, some oil we had prayed for, some blue bottles, and God said it was going to heal and it was going to deliver and all these things. And listen, I pulled out that oil. She was screaming. She was balled up in pain. The pain was intense. Took the oil, rubbed her belly. The pain stopped instantly. But here it is now. I'm here now. I'm still broken. I had to get up after I finished praying for her, even though the pain had stopped. Even though now my father has cancer, prostate cancer, I'm crying and saying, God, who can I call to pray? Because see, the thing about it is, yeah, you praying for everybody. You witnessing to everybody. You got a good shout in church, but your shout is going to be tested. Your praise is going to be tested. Your worship is going to be tested. Your loyalty is going to be tested. What shall separate you from the love of God? People of God, I encourage all of you today, trust in the Lord. It ain't easy. Man, you're going to go through, but trust him. Though you go through, trust him. Like I said, I only did this live video because I was sitting here, and man, when I think about the goodness of God, I can't even complain. I can't even complain. I really can't. I don't even know how it's done. If I tell y'all I know how I pay my bills, I'll be lying. I'll be lying. I got to go Freeport Power right now, and I ain't trying to call. I ain't going to do it because he is Jehovah Jireh. I know who he is. School fees got to pay when school open up, but hey, it is what it is. If you tell me put them in there, God, you going to do it. Church bills got to be paid. I ain't worrying because the church offering can't cover it. The tithes can't cover it. But God covers everything. I love all of you. I just want to encourage and trust him. Be strong and trust. Y'all be encouraged. Say bye, Dylan. Y'all pray for me with Dylan. For God's sake, you know, please, someone come lay a hand, man. Pray for Dylan. Come on, say bye, Dylan.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
Okay. See you guys. Love you. All you guys go to church tomorrow. Enjoy church. Be blessed. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Mwah. Mwah, mwah. Samantha, thank you for watching. Monique, Minister Stewart, I love you. Thank you for always supporting me and having my back. Kiva, my girl. Thank you so much. I love you so much. And all of y'all that watch, thank you so much. God bless you all.